Hello everyone, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Max and I make food review videos. Today I'm in Elephant and Castle for a new video. It has been a while since my last Too Good To Go video, so I said, why not? So I'm here at Mercato Metropolitano to grab a pizza bag from a place called the Italian Corner. Will it really be Italian? I'll be the judge of that. But enough talking, it's time to eat. So without further ado, the Italian Corner, here we come! Hello again, I'm back from my little Mercato Metropolitano expedition. We got the food here. Apologies, but I couldn't really film any B-roll. I was stopped at the entrance. They told me I couldn't film, so it is what it is. You'll just have to look at my face, I'm afraid. Are you ready to find out what we've got? Let's open the box then. So we've got 3 slices. Let's start with the first. We've got a marinara pizza. This has tomato sauce, olive oil and some sort of basil pesto. The traditional marinara has only tomato sauce and garlic. I don't think there is garlic in here. It smells nice, but it's not a traditional marinara, so we'll see. Next up we've got roasted red peppers and onions. This doesn't look great in my opinion. The mozzarella is not very well melted. They probably took it out of the oven a bit too early. But I'm gonna warm it up, so we'll see. And last but not least, we've got Parma ham and rocket. There's so much stuff on this. Let me try and dig. Oof, look at the mountain of... Oh, there is also some... fresh mozzarella. But the real issue here is the rocket. The rocket is dead. The rocket is completely dead. It's very old. Look at this. But okay, I'm gonna put them in the oven for a little bit, warm them up, plate them up, and come back for a little taste test. In the meantime, a couple of words about the Italian Corner. As you probably noticed, they sell pizza by the slice, but they also sell pasta, cocktails, ice cream, and a selection of Italian pantry staples. The pizza they sell is thicker than the traditional Italian pizza. It is more similar to a Roman pinza, and it is cooked in electric ovens. I didn't think I had been there before, and in fact I've never been to Mercato Metropolitano, but I had pizza from them couple of years ago. I just realized they rebranded. They were in Elephant and Castle, but near the public library. And now they rebranded and they moved to Mercato Metropolitano. But I realized it was them because the menu was the same. And also there was an old logo with the face of the chef on the wall. But finally, let's try the pizzas. I've cut little strips so I can try all of them. Let's start from the Parma ham pizza. I just warmed the pizza. I didn't warm the fresh mozzarella because you're not supposed to, and the Parma ham as well. So let's have a bite. Okay, it's alright. It's not the best I've ever had. Pinza Romana is supposed to have a crispy bottom. This one was a bit soggy, so not the best. Of course, I got rid of the rocket because that was completely dead and there was no point in putting it back on top. It just would have ruined the pizza in my opinion, so okay. But the Parma ham as well, it's very fatty, look. It's very fatty. Very fatty and a bit old. As you can see, it's... It is a bit tough. The mozzarella was good. It looked and tasted quite fresh, so nothing to complain about that. But overall, the dough wasn't the best, considering the bottom was quite soggy and a bit chewy. The Parma ham wasn't great, and the rocket was dead completely. As always, with Too Good To Go, I'm not going to give a score to single items, but I'm going to give a score at the end about the overall experience, so... Let's try the second pizza. Let's move on to the red peppers and onions. I warmed it up, but as you can see, the mozzarella hasn't melted. I don't know what kind of mozzarella they use, but it should be melting, and it didn't. I don't know, but let's try it. The actual pizza is tasty and flavorful, but I don't really know what kind of cheese they use. This is not mozzarella. It doesn't look and feel like mozzarella. Look. It's like a block. Mozzarella should melt, and yeah, I don't know, I'm a bit confused. The pizza is alright. I mean, red peppers and onions are quite flavorful in general. And here the bottom is crispier than the previous pizza. So it is enjoyable, but wow, I'm really confused about the cheese. I don't know what kind of cheese they're using. Baffling. I'm not a fan of that cheese, but I am a fan of the pizza. I like the combination. I'm usually not a big fan of red peppers or roasted peppers for what matters, but I think they work really well with onions, so I do like this pizza. Thumbs up. And now the third and final pizza, the marinara. Sort of marinara. It's not really a traditional marinara. That's basil pesto, I think, but let's try it. We are back to the chewy and soggy dough. This pizza is a bit so-so, it's not the best. It's not as good as the previous one, but it's not as bad as the first one. At the first bite, the flavor is quite nice. The basil pesto is enjoyable. But then at the second, third bite, it becomes too much. That basil flavor is too overpowering, and it takes over the flavor of the whole pizza. As I mentioned already, the dough is not the best. I think it's a bit on the underdone side. While the tomato sauce is flavorful and nice. As I said, probably second place out of the 3 pizzas. But yeah, it could have been way better in my opinion. So as I said, this Too Good To Go bag was from the Italian corner at Mercato Metropolitano. And I paid £4.99 with a promised value of £15. And it had a collection time between 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. And it had a rating of 4.7 out of 5 on the app. So quite good, very high ratings, but I'm not quite sure it was worth 4.7, and it's a bit tricky for me to give it a score because I did see the prices, or at least some of them, and I know I've got way more than the promised value, but I kind of think it's expensive, and I don't think I would go there and pay full price if I'm honest. As I said, I've been there before the rebranding, and don't ask me why, but I remember the prices were between £4 and £6, or £6.50 maybe, and now it's so expensive. The Parma ham pizza was £9 for a slice. To me that's crazy, especially if you consider you can get a whole pizza in London for £10, or less than £10, and you spend £9 for a slice of pizza. Out of question, no, for me that's a no. I understand probably the rent is quite high compared to where they were before, but the pizza stayed the same, the menu stayed the same, so you cannot really justify that kind of increase, in my opinion. And now you pay like, I don't know, 30-40% more? Not great, is it? And the pizza is alright, it doesn't wow you, so I don't know, it's... I know I should be happy because I paid for like half of what they charge for one slice for the Parma ham. But all in all, that's not great. Also, I didn't really like the vibe. I was stopped at the entrance and I was told I couldn't film anything, which is fair enough. I was just filming outside at the entrance, the signs, and nothing much. And I was told, no, you need to put the camera away or you need to leave. And I was like, I'm still outside, I'm not doing anything. They said, yeah, we don't care, you need to put the camera away. I said, okay, fine, I don't want any problem. Okay, considering I've got more than the promised value, actually way more than the promised value, I'm gonna go with a little average. It's gonna go with 6 for the value quantity and 4 with the quality. So I'm gonna give this bag from the Italian corner 5 out of 10. Not great, not horrible, it is what it is. Do let me know in the comments what you think about this bag. Do you agree with my score? Do you think I was too harsh maybe? And also let me know what Too Good To Go bag do you want me to review next. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. I'm still trying to grow, and don't forget, if you want a chance of winning a keyring with the I Wish I Reviewed Pizza for a Living logo, please subscribe. But for now, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.